Truce to ammo in this battleground. Join, make America great again. Stand and fight. Facts over feelings, day and night. Fight the woke mob, cancel their crying. Truth on the mic while they keep lying. They wanna cancel, they wanna control, but we got the truth, we breaking the mold. Speak your mind, don't let them bind. Words cut through sharper than a sword unkind. Senses just raw, no filter to stop. Voices rise up from the bottom to top. Feelings don't matter when the truth's laid bare. No nonsense, come at us if you dare. Make America great again, stand and fight. Facts. Podcast warriors, ain't afraid to shout. Make America great, tell them what it's about. Facts over feelings, cutting through the noise. Fighting woke mobs and the kids with toys. They spew their lies, they spreading hate. Lips BS ain't gonna seal our fate. No nonsense here, just straight to the point. Truce to ammo in this battleground. Join, make America great again, stand and fight. Facts over feelings, day and night.
Hey, it's To the Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
Hey guys, we're back. Episode
What's up, Fonz?
141.
That was a little weak, but hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 141 with
Mike, Leo, and Vince.
There you go, Vince. You gotta help me out here.
You got to
man. We're a
communicate
team.
what you're doing. When you take off like that, you got to communicate what you're doing.
What have you guys been up to, man?
Oh, nothing. I'm trying to crop cameras here.
Oh yeah, Vince. I like your OnlyFans, man. Fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
So what are
Vince,
you
did
guys up to?
me? I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm actually wearing my shirt because I'm coming up to a 20-year.
Reunion?
Yeah, man, 20 years. That goes by quick, huh? Doesn't it? I thought it was just like
Yeah.
yesterday that I graduated, but I guess I didn't, And it's crazy that we're talking about it now because back then, 20 years, man, that's a lot of years that you've put into whatever you've been doing, in 20 years. But I've seen a lot of people here in town, I mean, I still live here. I'm still resident here. I'm not going anywhere or anything, but people's minds have changed in 20 years, just by looking at like their Facebooks or their social media and stuff like that. You could see like people's minds where they started at from where you knew them to where they're at now,
Yeah.
And I'm always down to sit down and have a chat. You guys want to sit down and have a chat? I'm always down. I got an open mic.
Yeah, a lot of people's minds have changed the way they think, Leo.
For sure.
Just in the last 5 years, everything like post, COVID started a lot of the changing the way people think. And then
Actually, talking about COVID, I believe yesterday was
Are you
yesterday.
talking or yelling?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
Yesterday was the anniversary of
Vince, your camera.
6 years. Yesterday was 6 years from the first COVID episode that had happened in China
6 years.
6 years ago.
So 2020, right?
Yes, I believe so. Is when the first case of COVID-19 happened. So it's like, wow, man, time has flown by quick too. It's just like, wow, 6 years already. Like, it's crazy, man.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trying to adjust camera resolutions because all of a sudden, of course, every time we go live, there's glitches with the camera and the power. So anyways.
But anyways, a lot of people's minds change every day. Like every day you're constantly learning something, so your mind is constantly like turning and learning new things. So like I was just saying, 20 years, that's a lot. But Vince said also 4 or 5 years, that could change a lot too, especially what's going on now.
Yeah, well, I was actually late getting here because we had a function at the kids' school,
Right.
and I ran into a couple that I worked with at my very first job.
You gonna call them out or not?
And I can't remember their last name. It's
Brah, as the kids would
man,
say.
I probably know it,
Right.
but as soon as I don't want
Hate
to
this
butcher
cord.
it, and I'm like, I almost worry I got their first names wrong because it's been a while.
Right.
And but I believe their names are Mark and Gabrielle, and they were immigrants from Ireland, from And then when my first job granted you, like my oldest was with me there, and I introduced them to him, and it was kind of like, wait a minute, like I worked with these guys when I was your age. I got
Right.
my first job at 12 years old, and this Irish couple worked at the same restaurant, and it was I'll never forget them, and uh because of their story, they came from more war torn Ireland, like in the area where there's a lot of conflict. But they were there the day a tornado blew through Barefoot Bay, and we at the same time we all lived in that area, and it's in Florida. If you didn't know, it's like the largest trailer park or mobile home community on the East Coast at the time. But a tornado blew through there, and this, Jesus, it must have been like '94 or something like that, and
Right.
we took a ride, and we went and surveyed the damage, and that's when we saw the tornado hit my dad's house, and it was pretty crazy. So, but I'll never forget that couple. They worked the front of the house. I always worked in the back of the house, and it
What
was
was
just like
what was the name of it?
It was Bing's Chicken. Bing's
Oh, Bing's
Chicken. It was
Chicken.
New Jersey people owned it, and they transplanted here, and it was really good rotisserie chicken and wings. It was
Right.
really good. First job,
Nice.
I was probably 12, 13 years old,
Right.
and lied about my age, but hey, I needed pot money. But anyways, 141, it is, I don't even know, it's December 3rd. We're creeping up on the new year. Tax time, Christmas time, just got over Thanksgiving. But Trump hasn't stopped. We're facing war in the Caribbean. He's already waged war against illegal immigrants or immigrants who want to come here and not assimilate, that are preaching against America and American values. And that's kind of like probably our biggest story tonight, I would say, both of those actually. But the issue in Minnesota, where there's a very high population of Somalian immigrants, and it's to the point
Hey,
where
to the point where Mike
it's
Leo and
changing the
Vince.
culture, like, and they're not here to assimilate. They're here to, bring their piece of their world here, and it's not really. Yeah, funny how much has changed since that day. I don't know if you're talking about the tornado, Mark and Gabrielle. I maybe, I don't know. I don't want to throw their. You might know them, yeah, because they live out here and they have for a long time, and they do work at the church and stuff like that. So, and it's just I always looked up to him, and they were just solid people. Maybe, I don't know if I should throw that up there.
Hey, why not, man?
No, I don't think
give
that
us
was
a
their
follow.
name. They were from Ireland though. They have grandkids in Fellsmere Elementary now.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that's where we were in Fellsmere Elementary. It was a beautiful ceremony. But anyways, back to the immigration problem. So I never really had a problem with immigration. I thought it was an essential part of our society, but I think it is becoming a problem, just like you see in mainstream news that wins Trump a bad name. They call him a racist or a bigot or whatever, fascist. And really, it's our problem, I think, moving forward, is the population that's transplanted here, but didn't really transplant here for the American values and the justice system.
Right.
And the culprit, sadly, is the Islamic population. Like I hate to call a single one out, but it's against their religion. Like it's part of their religion to infiltrate and overcome and change the legal systems and governments to their, to their, I don't know how you call it. But Trump is going after some of these, and a lot of them think they're safe because some of them have got citizenship. Do you think, let's say you've gotten your citizenship, and do you think you can? Is it fragile? Like, can it be taken away if you break the law or something?
I believe so. I think it's already in effect that for a certain amount of crime or felony or something like that, I believe your citizenship is taken away for you, and I believe
Yeah.
you're shipped back to whatever country you're originally
I
from.
100%
You know?
agree. I think there
No, but
should be
I
some sort of
Vince, but I believe it's already in effect though. I believe it's already there.
I believe so.
You know,
Mm.
it's to a certain crime. You know, I believe. You know, like after, I don't know, felonies or whatever you have like that. I believe taken away from you. You know,
yeah, I agree.
because it is a privilege. You know, to come should come here. You know, I just say that there's a proper way to come here, and I understand that it's the process is long, and that's the government's fault. You know, like they need to come up with a better system to how to get these people on board. You
Well,
know, how to
most of
recognize these people, how to know who these people are.
the ones that are
You
coming
know?
here too, though, like I mean, they can come here and live here while they do it. They just got to start the process. You
Right.
know, the ones that are already here, I get it. Like it's. I agree. They should try to figure out something for the good ones that need to stay.
Right.
You know, uh, it'd be nice if they could figure something out to speed up the process or not have to do some. I don't agree with everybody being going back just because you're here.
Right. And not
Obviously, any
right.
criminals, yeah, they need
Right.
to go back.
But not everybody are criminals though, you know,
No,
like they're
I'm
not,
just saying the
but
ones
it's
that
so
are.
right, but it's so hard, you know. I was having this discussion with somebody the other day, you know, and it's like, okay, we could like it's just so hard to like be like, it's not just like 100 of them, you know, that it's like, okay, it's just 100 of you guys, okay, it's fine, we'll let you go, you know, like go for it. But it's not like just 100 or 200 or 300. It's in the thousands and the billions. What was the number, Mike? The
20 million
20
illegal immigrants.
right, 20
Yeah.
million. So out of those 20 million, just think about like not all of them are criminals, and not all of them are bad persons, and not all of them are doing bad things, you know. And
But
it's like,
the
but that
2%
but
is going
that
to ruin it.
1% fucks it up for everybody, and it just
Right.
fucking sucks that people have to go through this shit and have to like live this shit, you know, like especially like during times right now, like the holidays and stuff like that. Like it's just not right, you know, like it's just not right. Like the government needs to come up with a better system, a better plan, you know. And I think that's what people need to focus on, you know, like use up that energy to come up with a plan, come up with something,
Well,
and discuss like what can we do to give out better information, to make these people understand or help them out, you know. Like it's just so hard. Like it's just like for that 1% or 2%, it just ruins it for literally
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah.
And
I
it
see
just
what you're
sucks
saying,
because
yeah.
it's like you can't tell everybody, okay, go ahead, you're good to go. Like I don't know who you are, I don't know your background, like I don't know anything about you, and you're gonna come into my house. Just say for example, somebody comes and knocks at my door, okay? There's hundreds of people lined up ready knocking on my door. Hey, could you give me a chance to come in and stay at your house? Like I can't tell all of them, yeah, come in. I could tell two or three, but then it's like, how long are you going to stay here at my house after you
Right.
start getting a little too comfortable? And now I can't even make my own lunch because now I got four other people that are making lunches or making dinners at the same time that I'm trying to make lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like
and
I'm
now
going to
I'm
read
trying
this
to use
comment real quick.
now I'm trying to use the restroom and I can't use the restroom because there's four other people here trying to use the restroom. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just so hard, man. It's
Especially
just,
in the way the laws work. Like as soon as you start receiving mail somewhere, it's your residence, and
yeah.
right.
and it doesn't matter if you own a place or not. The one who does own it has to go through legal
And
means to have you evicted.
and let's not
And we saw
forget
where that goes.
the reason a lot of them are here right now and they're going through this is because one side of our government was letting them come in because they're using
Every
them,
problem you
using
have
them for
today,
political
Right.
warfare.
every
But
problem you
but
have
see,
today can be tacked to illegal immigration.
But see, you know what? I also sometimes I sit in the back of my house and I just think, man, I'm like, man, like, how can I help these people that are like literally have to come here to like be able to survive and have a better life and stuff like that? Like, why do they have to come here? Why isn't their government from wherever they're coming from helping these people out? Like,
Well,
why is
most
their
of the
government?
times
Why is their
they're trying to leave that government.
okay? But why are you trying to leave that government? Why is your government from
I
the
don't know.
country that you're
Because they don't
saying
take care of them.
that you're saying you love and respect and they do everything for you? You'll do everything for them. Why?
Yeah, well, because of the American dream.
Okay,
but the American dream
okay, but
is only possible now if you're an immigrant or a minority or anything but white, I should say, because you just can't. John's in the chat also.
Okay. So then what is Americans doing to make it the American dream? That the other countries should be like, okay, well, if this is what's working for them for the American dream, why can't we have the Canadian dream? Why can't we have the Venezuelan dream? Why can't we have the Mexican dream? You know, like, why can't, what's going on with their government
They don't have
that they
Well,
have to leave those
Trump-
countries to
they don't
come
have
here?
Trump
they don't have the money that the money. They don't have the means that we have.
Yeah. Well, look at this picture right here. Here's the problem with this part of Minnesota: 130,000 new arrivals last year. That's a lot of freaking people. Imagine if we took that many here. This is a county of 177,000 or something like that. And tens of thousands from Somalia, Ethiopia, and Mexico. Migrant birth rates soaring while native Minnesotans flee. Crime, warfare, abuse, and Islamic influence exploding. The prayer sounds in the streets and all that. It's one thing to let bygones be bygones, but when you try and you overcome and you inject your culture into what's already built here, I think it really pushes the limit. You can see it on display at the Somali Culture and Music Night held this weekend. And now Omar Fatah, who is the guy who's going to probably be the next mayor of Dearborn, maybe, who's a Democrat socialist, is posed to take the city hall as the next mayor of Minneapolis. This isn't assimilation. This is colonization. I do have that. Let's see where I put that. This is this.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Somalia. Hiran State. Mawisle. Early voting hadda illa November 4. I need your vote. I need you. Hadan Udkina, hello. We're gonna win.
And they might. And we saw what just happened.
Assalamu alaikum.
Shut this guy up. We saw what happened in New York City.
Yeah.
I mean, what's to stop it? What's to stop it here? This is let me see if I can get this one to play. This is in reference to Ilan Omar. She is the Somali immigrant who is, I think she's just a representative. Hold on. Yeah, let's see if this works.
This is pretty cool. They're not oppressing each other. Let's be part of this. No.
Let's bring this back.
Let's take Ilan Omar as an example, okay? She comes from a family, and they call her a refugee who came from Somalia, right? They call her a refugee. Her family were the governing party, the Marxist Islamist government in Somalia, who were overthrown and then fled. Now, technically that makes her a refugee, but she wasn't fleeing oppression, or rather her family weren't fleeing oppression, they were fleeing justice. They were fleeing their own people, holding them to account for the dictatorship that they had established. So you have people like the Omar family, and what do? Do they come to America and see America and go, okay, this is pretty cool. They're not oppressing each other. Let's be part of this. No, they go, hey, how can we oppress them? How can we bring Marxism to America? That's the thought process, and it may be a passive thought process, but it's the thought process.
Yeah, so it's that's just it. How do we go in there and change the system to fit what we want? Vince's camera is freaking out. It's making me trip. But yeah, the white man's a dying breed, DT says. Did you come here through illegal means? Then you have broken the law. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I understand desperate times calls for desperate measures, but I would try, like, it's easy to say, but I would try to make every effort I could to make things right. And we know a lot. I mean, we know a lot of personal
Right.
stories of that happening, just that happening. And yeah. So I don't have a problem. I think another big problem is with the population that even if they don't vote, even if they can't vote, we talk about this all the time. They get counted on the census. That means this area gets more representatives in Washington.
And that's the
And that
political
can fuck
warfare part.
everything up. That's the whole reason why all these Democrats, Gavin Newsom, Tampon Tim Walz, and these other weirdos want all these illegal immigrants, because they don't care. They know they're not going to vote anyways, but they get counted.
Right.
And they get more people to go to Washington to vote for them. And it's pretty sick the way it's going on.
That's how you see red states turning to blue states,
Yeah.
or smaller areas, even just
But how
counties.
are they turning blue if they can't vote?
Because you get the census.
You get counted on the census, and that based on the population, you get a certain, for every so many people, you get a representative in the House of Representatives.
Right.
So that's how they end up with all these extra districts in California and New York, because of these high populations. They'll have more electoral votes also, which can sway the presidential election. Even though these people aren't voting in the popular vote,
right,
they're still counted and they're still represented in Washington, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be counting illegals on the census. Vince's camera is freaking me out. Where are we at? We're gonna talk about. We showed. This is Elon. It was spelled wrong in that video, by the way.
He's always been a racist.
This is her response to what Trump is doing right now, going after people like her who preach hate against America, but yet they'll come on CNN or MS Now and they'll be like, "Oh, we love America," but soon enough you'll be wearing a burqa or whatever the hell it is.
And Islamophobic. We know that he called African nations a shithole in his first administration.
Let's fact check that though. Most of them are shitholes.
They literally are.
You're here, right? Because you didn't want to live in that shithole.
We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And so it is not surprising that he is going after black immigrants in this country. And it's certainly not surprising
he has to inject
that he's
color.
choosing a black immigrant community that is also Muslim. But what I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming. And we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
I agree. I love the
Yeah.
He's always been a racist.
Maybe you'll face justice back home. This is the woman who married her brother. She's legally married to her brother, and she did that while she was married to another man. And it was all an immigration scam to get her to have her brother be able to stay here, first of all. And he was already a criminal. I think he already had citizenship with the UK, but yeah, it goes deeper than that. And do you think these people should be able to be immigrants? The representatives and the congressmen, senators and representatives?
No.
Mayors and stuff like that?
I still think you should have to be of national descent. I mean, you should have to be born here. You should have been a born citizen to
run any kind of election.
Yeah.
For anything though, like Mosquito District, we vote for Mosquito District here. It's like dog catcher.
Okay, so you guys think that I would be able to run?
You were born here, yeah.
But my parents weren't.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
were
but you were
born
born
here.
here.
Right. Now things might be different
Okay, so maybe
from going forward
she
because
wasn't. Maybe she was. I mean, I'm not saying she isn't or she is. I don't know where she was born or anything.
she
But
wasn't born here. They came from Kenya or Somalia.
but
I'm
what if
sorry.
her kids were born here and they follow that tradition and they ran for something in government?
I
and
do
stuff like
believe
that?
I do believe if you were born here, you should have that
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But say she couldn't.
Right.
Correct.
I'd be okay with that.
Right.
But just like Elon Musk can't be president.
Right.
But I mean, I would go one step further. The
I'm just
No.
I'm just
it
asking.
depends.
Right.
Will you swear on the
right,
Bible?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's hard,
Will you
man.
pledge
Like it's
your
so
oath
hard. Like it's
to the Constitution with your hand on the Bible? Because the bottom line is we are a nation built on Christian Judeo values, and it is not compatible with Islam. It's not, our Constitution is not compatible with Islam and their teachings and their beliefs. It's
Right.
just not there. And there's a place in the world for them, and that's fine. But if you want to run your population, you should do it somewhere else.
right.
I think you should be able to swear your oath on the Bible. Your oath to the Constitution on the Bible. And maybe, not everybody believes in God. Okay, but still, it's hard to be biased against one religion because you want to respect them all. And I do. I know Muslims. I respect them. Just like maybe the Jews, I feel like maybe they're not heading down the right path because they don't believe what I believe, but they're going to believe the same thing. They're going to think the same thing about me.
Right.
But bottom line is this country was built on Christian Judeo values. And even if it wasn't, that's what we are now. And that's what we're fighting to keep, because before long we'll have Sharia law. You'll have women who it's okay to marry off a 12-year-old and because they're part of a certain community. And we have
And see, that's what
enclaves. We have enclaves, but that stuff's not legal in Utah where the polygamists are, or in Pennsylvania where the Amish are.
and see
If they
that's
wanted to do that, that would not be okay.
and see that's one thing that I just I don't accept. Like it's like don't bring something from your country here and make me think like it's okay. Like I'm like like I go back again to my house. Like my house has rules. Like everybody's house has rules.
But if you invite enough people in
Right.
and they outvote you on the rules, you can find yourself sleeping on the
So-
couch and somebody's
So what do you
two or
think?
three other people are in your bed.
What do you think would happen if a bunch of us, moved to a certain section in their country, and we started taking over that section of their country? Like we're running for office in that section. We're the majority group, like they're doing here.
And say on
What do
4th
you-
of July,
what do you think would happen to
and say
us
and say
in-
on 4th
over
of
there?
July,
Well,
on 4th and then say on 4th of July, I want to throw a party here because that's what I celebrate in America, and I don't care if I'm living wherever I'm living. That's what I celebrate, and
Right.
I want everybody else to be approved.
What do you think they would do about
and
that?
celebrate it?
I know. You know what? And I love living in the community I live in. There's a lot of heritage here, different heritages. And but I was a little sad to see one of the kids dressed in full Mexico colors.
Right.
Like the shirt and the pants. It was
Right.
just how they wear, and it's good, cool clothes, but it's like, I'm not sending my kid to a school function in a different country. If I don't know. I just thought that was kind of weird, but yeah, I don't know.
Like I understand, like everybody's got pride, and everybody's pride, but
that was another subject we can get into, though. Like,
it's just
what pride is okay and what pride is not okay. Is it should you be proud to be?
But that's
is it
what
okay to be proud, proud of your color?
But see, there you go again. I go back again
Well,
to
for
like
some.
there
Or
you go
lack
again.
of.
Like I go back again to like, why are we fleeing these countries? Why are we coming here? We're coming here for a better for a better living, for a better America, right? For a better life, right? So you would think if I was working in the government for another country and be like, why are my people leaving me, man? Like, what am I doing something wrong that my own people want to leave my country? You know, like the other government, they don't look at it that way. They don't have a heart and be like, my own people are leaving my country and going somewhere else because I can't take charge of my own shit. Excuse me, you know? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a hard topic, and it's hard, man, because like all these people are humans, you know?
You know, the sad part though, Leo, is countries are like businesses, and not every
I
business
know.
can thrive.
I know.
That's what I mean. It's kind of what it is.
But
Like,
but that's
they're
what
a
I'm saying.
business.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why don't these other governments be like, hey, help me out. Tell me what you're doing so that my people don't leave and come bother you, and we could all bounce around and visit each other's countries and go back to wherever you come from and not have to worry about it. You know, I don't know, man. Maybe I think different, man. Like, I just want to help everybody out and everybody be happy. You know?
Well,
It's
that's
just like, fuck,
just
man.
it, and that's where some people feel like we get too involved with what's going on in these other countries, you know, and it's like it's not up to us to police other countries, but at the same time, if you have thousands of people in these caravans coming from Colombia or Venezuela, it's like, hey, what's going on there? You know, what's going on to these people that are fleeing? Are they really seeking asylum from a tyrannical regime, or you know, are they part of something bigger that's trying to just mass migrate and change the way culture is? We see it in Ireland, we see it in the UK, Germany, France, all over Europe. The culture changes. Immigrants, the forced immigration that the EU has put upon some of these European nations has changed the shape of their countries. And in some cases, like the Irish people, native Irish people, will be outnumbered by immigrants in like 5 years. And especially when the birth rate amongst the immigrants who are riding off the state's welfare programs, the birth rate is higher than the people who are natural born. You know, so, and that's our problem here. You know, it's very, birth rate is very critical. And that's why you see Elon Musk talk about it too. We're right at 35 minutes. Let's do a Warrior Shield commercial. And then when we come back, we'll talk about the Autopen, and we got a couple videos to do with Venezuela and stuff like that. So Warrior Shield weekend, it's the weekend after September 11th, I believe. It'll be in Orlando. It's a great concert they throw with some Patriot musicians and stuff like that. A lot of heroes will be there. Tig Tegan, I think, and Colonel Gadsden. We're supposed to do a podcast from there again this year. Hopefully I get some of these guys to show up. It was really fun last year. So look forward to it. Dale and Jim, 2 Guys 1 Coup. And maybe we'll try to get some other podcasters to come down there and do a show in the morning, maybe, if you're listening. Anyways, here's Warrior Shield Foundation. I'll shut up.
There's a kind of strength you can't buy or borrow. It's born in the fire, tempered by sacrifice, and carried by those who never stopped serving. Some heroes wear uniforms. Others wear scars. They're veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. Men and women who gave everything and still keep giving. At the Warrior Shield Foundation, we stand beside them, shoulder to shoulder, providing the support, the care, and the community they deserve. We're a proud non-profit, a 501c3, built to protect those who protect us. We don't just serve our own, we help other nonprofits reach their missions too, because together, we make the shield stronger. Donate and help our cause, help their cause, because every act of kindness builds hope where the battle still rages inside. Join the mission. Donate today. Visit warriorshield.org, because heroes deserve a foundation as strong as their sacrifice.
Yeah, well, okay. I think Vince's camera's still acting wanky, but anyways, we're back. Christ, Vince, what's the matter? Anyways, the Autopen. We all know how Biden was incoherent and couldn't sign half of his own stuff. Vince, I gotta take you off there for a minute. It's freaking tripping me out. So Donald Trump, we all know, he replaced Biden's portrait with a picture of the Autopen. Remember,
Right.
Leo and Vince? We have that picture on our website. I think you can get that on a shirt where it says 45 and then dash with a picture of the Autopen and then 47. And it was pretty cool. And we had that on there long before the president even did it.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But President Trump had truthed out that any and all documents, proclamations, executive orders, memorandums, or contracts signed by order of the now infamous and unauthorized Autopen within the administration of Joseph R. Biden Jr. are hereby null and void and of no further force or effect. Anyone receiving pardons, communications, or any other legal document signed, please be advised that said document has been fully and completely terminated and is of no legal effect. Thank you for your attention to this matter, as the president likes to end most of his stuff. First the monitor, then Vince's camera. It's freaking driving me nuts. But yeah, so
my question is, like, how quickly can he, like, undo? Damn, I look like a midget now, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Shit, Vince.
How quickly can he undo this stuff? And, like, so we're talking about people that have had pardons. Hunter Biden was pardoned.
Supposedly, Hunter is the only pardon he actually signed. So that goes to tell you something,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but the biggest question is Ketanji Brown Jackson, I think is her name. She is the Supreme Court justice who is completely stupid, borderline retarded. There, I said the R word. I'll get flagged on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Kick. But she is. I mean, we've gone over some of the things she said. She's completely freaking stupid. I don't even get it. But then again, the Biden administration, that means Fauci. I think there was a couple of administrators, Clapper and some other corrupt individuals who got pardons. So yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. I don't know if it'll go as far as removing a sitting Supreme Court justice, but here's the important thing to keep in mind. When the Democrats get in power again, there's going to be very little to stop them. If they get all three branches, or the executive branch and the House and the Senate, they're not going to stop at expanding the Supreme Court. They're going to add more seats to where it's almost impossible to for a conservative bench again. And right now we kind of have a conservative bench. The one, Amy Coney Barrett, that Trump freaking went to battle for, she's a liberal, but she's a major disappointment. And so are some of the others, but Uh, yeah, Brown and Barrett, they're kind of holdbacks, but we've got 40. We're at 40 minutes. Yeah, we got no new comments, but so it'll be interesting. The battle.
So what are they saying is like the biggest thing this is going to change, Mike? In your opinion, like what?
I don't know.
I don't think this means these people that have been pardoned are going to all of a sudden find reasons and put them in jail. I mean, I suppose that's possible, but
I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be tested. We know that. It'll end up in the Supreme Court one way or another. I don't know how soon. I don't know what it'll take to get there, but as soon as they go to press charges against Hunter or somebody, like Hunter got a blanket pardon, remember? He got a pardon over 10 years. What are you doing?
For my TikTok, make sure you guys follow me on TikTok at Beers with Leo.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting. It'll be tested and it'll be there'll be precedent set. But I think that's what we got to go for it, because just like the filibuster, I was always against doing away with the filibuster, because what if the shoe's on the other foot? But we're at a point in time now where the shoe will be on the other foot if you don't act now. And when it does end up on the other foot, they're not holding back. They've never stopped to do what they said they were going to do. The Democrats or the left progressives, and it's Republicans who always seem to fall short. Yet we're always fighting for them,
Yeah.
So that goes to us too, to make sure we're voting in the right people too. No more fake Republicans. Anyways, we got a lot of video here. Trump has been taking out these narco terrorists, these speedboats that are leaving the coast of Venezuela, and there's usually like 10 or 12 people on them, but the boat's packed full of, who knows, could be fentanyl, could be cocaine, we
don't know.
We don't know. Most of the time they have intelligence though. So we're not third world country level. Like, they like to assume that the president's stupid, or that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, is stupid, or our intelligence agencies are stupid. They're not.
Yeah.
They have intelligence on the ground in Venezuela, and they know what's in that boat. They know who's in that boat, and they know when that boat's leaving.
Right.
And they also know that boat ain't coming back, because we're taking them out. We're taking them out in the Caribbean Sea. But now Trump the other day had come out and said, for all you pilots out there, all you airlines and whatnot, consider the airspace over Venezuela closed. And so when the president of the free world says this airspace closed, you don't go in that airspace. A lot of airlines canceled like dozens and dozens of flights that were booked for Venezuela, and we've moved a carrier group into the region. Maduro, who took over for Chavez? Yeah, Hugo Chavez. I don't know if he died or whatever. I don't know, but he's another dirtbag. They ran the country into the ground, which was one of the richest countries in South America, and it's got the most beautiful people, beautiful resources, and it's just ran by a narco-terrorist group, right. Another cartel member, and they are peddling drugs to the States and everywhere else. So, here, let's listen to this guy from Fox. I like this guy.
We just sent 11 warships down to the coast of Venezuela. That's almost 15,000 troops on board, okay? Those ships, or in support of, are well over 100 aircraft on those things. We currently have 8 to 10 million pounds of munition, bullets, bombs, rockets, you name it. We have a lot, okay? Oh, FY, this is just one of our 11 carrier battle groups, should we need it. This is also me on board the USS Gerald R. Ford before it went to Venezuela with Secretary of the Navy John Phelan, which we were talking about them training for this exact type of mission profile. And this was a couple months ago. This is now floating off the coast of Venezuela, much of which is on board of that, a quarter-mile-long ship powered by not one but 2 nuclear reactors capable of speeds that would be pretty uncomfortable on a jet ski. Again, the ability to eliminate the entire country of Venezuela is not a question here. I think Maduro knows this, which is why Trump unilaterally declared Venezuelan airspace no-fly zone. The destroyers have enough Tomahawk missiles to render pretty much every airfield in the country unusable within a few minutes if we want to, and our own air assets can arm, fuel, and launch or relaunch or land a plane every minute to back that up. So it's, again, not a matter of whether we can, it's a matter of whether or not we should, and what avenue we take, and to what end result. So enter the situation room with me. See, in the military, we have this thing called a warning order. That's the overall brief, what would be given in a room like this, to whatever the objective is. And here's what's going on behind those closed doors. Striking these drug boats is not the end result. Striking these drug boats is twofold. One, to stop drugs from coming into the country from a declared terrorist entity, which makes it legal now because the cartels have been declared terrorists.
He loves the Constitution.
That wasn't
He fights.
coffee
Fox
beans.
News alert, it is Judgment Day. Sources say Maduro's been praying to Jesus. That's the narco-terrorist, socialist dictator who took over for Hugo Chavez in Venezuela and keeps flooding American streets with migrants, gangs, and cocaine. 11 U.S. warships, including our largest carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, are now in the Caribbean. Venezuela is surrounded. The strike group is waiting on orders from the commander-in-chief, as the president's holding high-level meetings at the White House, calculating our next move against the narco state. The choice is Maduro's. Trump's giving him an ultimatum: abdicate power or else. After Trump's phone call with the dictator, that's the best offer.
The New York Times reported that you had a phone call with Maduro. Did you?
I don't want to comment on it. The answer is yes.
And can you tell us a little bit
No,
about
I can't
it?
do that.
Mr. President, would you say it went well?
I wouldn't say it went well or badly. It was a phone call.
If it went well, he would have said it went
This
really
time
well.
it wasn't a perfect phone call. The Venezuelan strongman reportedly asked for global amnesty. And Trump said, how about no? Then he said, what if I hold free and fair elections? Trump said, no, you already did that and you lost. Then he asked, if I step down, can I still control the military? 47 said, pack your bags. Even with a $50 million bounty on his head, Maduro's maintained an iron grip on power
$50 million.
by bribing his cronies with kickbacks from the coke, oil, and gold rackets. But this time, the narcos aren't calling shots anymore. Uncle Sam is, a.k.a. Trump. And the president's tightening the noose. In the last 24 hours, Trump declared the airspace above Venezuela entirely closed. Closing airspace can only mean one thing. This is escalating, and it's escalating quickly. The commander-in-chief isn't going to ratchet up the pressure, then walk away without a win. There's no way Maduro can face down the full force of a U.S. carrier strike group. The president is keeping his options open.
What's the position on whether U.S. troops on the ground is a possibility there? Is that, I know you've answered that before, but what's the current operative
In Venezuela? I think my previous answer stands. There's many options at the president's disposal that are on the table.
Maduro's a sitting duck.
Yeah, is it legal to take out the boats? You think it's okay for him to take out these boats?
I mean,
do you have a problem with him taking out these boats? I mean,
yes
by now,
and no. Yes and no.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think they should do? They know the boats are coming. What should they do?
Let them arrive to wherever they arrive, and just wait for them to wait for them to sit there.
So here's the thing, though. People say, okay, well, then just arrest them, take the drugs. Well, that's what they've done for years, and it hasn't stopped it.
Right.
You start blowing them up, you would think eventually it would stop it. Anybody on that boat knows they're going to die. Suicide.
Here's the worst part.
And I don't think it should be. What's coming on that boat is coming there, and it's going to kill thousands of people.
Right. And that's the problem. Most of the time, there's fentanyl involved. And you don't want to put anybody in the line of touching it, because I don't know how it works, but you've seen videos of officers like overdosing after touching a bag on a normal pullover, So I don't want to put anybody in the danger of it. I think if these people know what they're doing, they know the consequences. Yeah. And they're part of a terrorist organization.
Right.
If there was no intelligence on the other side, I think I would be a little uneasy about it. But knowing that I don't know, but assuming.
But why don't they stop it before it even gets into the water?
Well, now you're striking
Because it's a
them-
foreign country. It's
right.
Venezuela.
Right.
You know, we have spies everywhere,
Yeah,
or
but that's what I'm
people
saying,
that are
like, if we
willing to
know-
give us information.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like we know they're spies. Like the spies should be able to be like, and we have army people everywhere. We have bases everywhere, don't we?
It could be your normal Francisco on the floor machine giving information that doesn't have the power to stop anything, but they have the
Right.
power to give it intelligence. I don't know. Here's the leader of the Senate, who's a douche.
Are we at war in the Caribbean? And if so, should the president declare war and/or should Congress approve an authorization?
I think the president is acting under his authority as commander-in-chief in a way that's consistent with what past administrations have done. And clearly, a war has been waged by these drug cartels against the United States, and it has come at a great cost to American citizens. We've lost tens of thousands of lives in just the past year to these drug cartels. So I think the president's operating within his authorities.
Are we at war in the Caribbean?
Yeah, so I believe he is also. I believe he has the ultimate responsibility to protect the people here at home. That includes our self-defense and the people who facilitate that self-defense. I'd rather toast the boat. Unfortunately, people lose their lives. You don't want that in any circumstance, but chances are
at this point they should be expecting it.
Right.
Like I said, it's basically suicide. If you know that there's a good chance your boat's going to get blown up before it even makes it to its destination, it's on you. I mean, it's coming.
Yeah. Right. Anyways, we covered everything so much so far. I did want to give a shout out to our local sheriff's department, who should fire the media guy, but besides that, put on a top-notch memorial service for Sergeant Terry Sweeting Mashcow, who we simulcast the funeral for her, the memorial service yesterday, right, Leo?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was about 3 hours worth of a stream, which was pretty long, but it was a beautiful ceremony. They didn't stop at any cost. 10 helicopters did a flyover.
Yeah,
I thought that was amazing.
I was at work the whole time that was going on, but I did hear. I did step outside and get a glimpse of some of the helicopters.
Yeah, you just stepped outside. Yeah, so it was pretty touching. And the speakers were pretty. The speakers were pretty. I mean, the sheriff is the sheriff. Some people already kind of criticized him about maybe making this more about him, and I don't know if he did that or not. I mean,
I know one thing I did notice though, Mike. I'm gonna go ahead and call him out. He never said anything or thank you to the county commissioners. Period.
He stopped. You know what? I brought that up with somebody, and he made sure to mention the governor, the lieutenant governor, and then he mentioned the CFO, the chief financial officer for Florida, and he knows he did this strategically and in a mind fuck is what he did. Pardon the French, but it's almost 9. The CFO is in his pocket, and their theory in the state of Florida is, I forget what it's called. The sheriff's budget comes first. Everything else comes after.
Right.
So if your sheriff wants $200 million, the county allocates $200 million to him, and then they figure out how to supply and fund the other constitutional officers and their community programs. We're having that battle in this county right now. So the sheriff thanked the governor, lieutenant governor, the representative Grail, Brackett, this and that, and then the CFO, and then he stopped short of all the other dignitaries. He didn't mention the county commission, and I get it. You can't mention everybody, but to me, that was kind of like a dig at, I did notice another podcaster, that worked for the sheriff's department, Michael Dilks. And say what you want about him. He did a podcast, I think it was the other day. Check it out. Just Be Cool, I think it was his title, where he was talking about another news personality. Oh, sorry. And Dennis Michael Lynch, I'll call him out. He lives in this area, and he's a former personality off Newsmax. If you follow him on Facebook, you might have saw his footage of the tornado that went by here last year, or whatnot. You might have followed him on Newsmax. I don't know. He's got his old DML thing, and not my kind of stuff. But he made this about politics almost immediately, according to Dilks, and brought in the budget and how this wouldn't have happened or something like that. And it was just real slimy. And he did the same thing after Charlie Kirk's assassination. And he related this to the sheriff's budget also. And it's pretty slimy. It's disgusting. The politics in this county has gotten really bad. Vince's camera's freaking glitching out again really bad. We're going to take you off there for a minute. So it's been a bad 2 weeks for Indian River County. We lost one deputy, a beloved member of the community, David Long, the locksmith. The county south of us, there was just another shooting of an officer who's going to be okay from what I understand. So when the dust settles, are we going to see more accountability for the sheriff and the sheriff's department? Are we going to learn more about what happened that day? Are we going to learn more about the sheriff's practices? I don't know. I look forward to tuning into some of these other podcasts because election season's coming and this guy's already duped the county and to thinking he's some kind of cowboy, and it'll be interesting to see where this goes. So
I don't know. I just want to say he's that's my sheriff.
Your sheriff. Yeah, I like to stay biased, or what is it called? Non-biased, because we do own a media company, IRC Media, Indian River
Right.
Connections. And I do like to talk to all these people, but over the years, some of these
My thing
guys
is-
become unapproachable anymore,
Right.
and it's unrealistic. And
Like my thing is like it just gets to their head like too much.
Right.
You know, like it just like that power that I'm untouchable because I'm who I am. You know, like it's just like
You're still just another person.
right, like you still put your pants on the same way I put my
Yeah.
motherfucking pants. Excuse me, I put my, like Mike said, it's past 9 o'clock.
almost.
The same way I put my pants on, you know? Same way I put my shirt on.
Yeah.
You ain't nobody else just because you have a little position. Not little position, but you know, like it's just
yeah. I mean, a lot of people voted for him.
right. But like, my thing is like accountability, man. Like this other guy that's been talking about him and stuff like that. Like it's just
Yeah. At some point, what do you expect the guy to do, though?
But then also,
like, how do you expect him to hold himself accountable? What would be satisfying? Retire, go off into the moonlight.
Okay, but my other thing is too, though. Like I've also thought about this. You know, hear me sitting in the back, just thinking. What if none of this would have played this way? What would have happened?
Which part didn't play this way?
Like, what if
he didn't have an affair on his wife?
No. What
What if his best friend?
Best
what if
friend
he
never spoke up?
Yes, or spoke up because the other person won. Milo won. What if that would have happened? Would have we still know all the information?
I don't know. If this
Or
guy
would he have stayed quiet because
if this
it's
guy
a brotherhood?
If this guy still worked for the sheriff's department, he'd still be doing what he does. He'd still be, like you said, part of that brotherhood. With all due respect to Michael Dilks, if you're watching, I respect you. But yeah, I get what you've explained, the brotherhood, enough to me on the few podcasts I've watched. I do respect you enough to understand that if you were still working there, you'd still be part of that same deal.
Right.
You know, and unfortunately that culture is you know, in law enforcement, fire departments, and stuff like that, even in workplaces. Like his one podcast related it to every kind of workplace, the hierarchy and the way people are groomed to not report certain things. You know, he was a culprit. Every one of them who've worked their way up into leadership has been a part of that. You can't tell me there's not. And I'm not saying they're not good people. You know, even good people do shitty things.
It's the politics part.
I'm a saint.
It's, you know, every position has some sort of politics that you got to play.
Right. No, I agree.
The brotherhood is, you know, another way of calling it, but it's kind of like playing politics.
Yeah. Anyways, we're at an hour.
It's just conversation, man. We're all having fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about it, though.
You know,
you will be hearing more about our show.
That's just who we are, man. We just like to talk, shoot the shit, have a good time. At the end of the day, it's fun, man. I like to get people's heart beating a little bit, and then that's it, man. It's just peace out, way out, man.
All this talk
Thank you for
about
watching, and
cops.
see you guys next week.
When we
episode
leave,
145.
You get to go ahead of me. That way, if they pull one of us over, hopefully it's you first.
Get that camera out, Vince.
I'll record. I'll record.
I heard there was frozen water cubes in the neighborhood.
Knock on wood, man.
Yesterday or today. No, it was today, actually, this morning.
Man, you know, I stay.
I saw him actually this morning.
Yeah, I know. My wife did too. It's so sad, man. There you go. It's sad, but then there you go. Like
somebody's got to do it, man.
I know.
And
I
feel the same way about the guys who came to pump out my septic tank. That's a sad. Like they're doing it. That's a job for them. That's pretty fucking sad. You got to pump shit your whole day. Same thing.
Yeah, I wonder what that pays.
If you're watching at home, make sure you like, share, repost, drop a comment.
We'll make sure
we appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. We'll make sure we'll get with our tech guy
next
week.
So it's equipment. We need to upgrade our equipment, but we can't do that without.
Hey, if you guys want to sponsor us and want to put it out, give us a new camera. We're down.
We need a Rode video caster.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
All right. Peace out.
Hey, see you guys next week. Don't forget to like it.
Ain't afraid to shout, make America great, tell them what it's about. Facts over feelings, cutting through the noise, fighting woke mobs and the kids with toys. They spew their lies, they spreading hate. Lips BS ain't gonna seal our fate. No nonsense here, just straight to the point. Truce to ammo in this battleground joint. Make America great again, stand and fight. Facts over feelings, day and night. Fight the woke mob, cancel that crap.